All right. Welcome, everybody, to the AM show. This is the Thursday, November 18th edition, hosted live on Alpha Mint by yours truly, Clout Cobain. And I'm joined with me every single weekday morning with the man who's been barking at the moon for 3 weeks, Mr. Free Market Capitalist.
Hey now.
I was actually expecting a howl there. Missed opportunity, but hey now works as well.
I'm not going to leak that type of content on the show. Jeez.
It's better than your Island Boys content, so we'll just stick.
Oh,
Ooh, all
are you
right.
kidding me?
I just wanted to say thanks to everybody for joining up. We've had some new faces join the general chat and the Moon Lounge in the last 24, 48 hours. It's been a really exciting run. Definitely pleased to announce that we've sold out our first block of 111 Moon Lounge or Alpha Mint Moon Lounge passes. Um, Certainly exceeded our expectation as to when that would sell out. But I know NVO, Drip Cult, and Scott will have an announcement for you guys shortly as we figure out what the next batch of them look like. So thank you so much for anyone that signed up, and thank you so much for anybody that's even expressed interest with it. Just hold your horses and you will be just fine. There will be lots of opportunity in the future.
Big shout out to Young Thug who bought the last available Alpha Mint pass
Yes.
right at the last minute. So more dropping soon, guys. Don't
I
worry.
wonder if he
But
had to get
shout
into a
out.
gas war for that last 111th pass.
I
So,
think I think he pumped it to 4,000 Gwei, if I'm not mistaken. Just kidding,
yeah,
guys.
no need to do that. So, yeah, for anyone that's new here, I just want to give you a quick reminder that we do record all of our shows, put them up on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and if you want to watch it in video form and follow along with me on a Chrome browser, we do upload them to YouTube as well. So yeah, if you have to leave early, if you miss the beginning of a show or can't tune in one day, all of them are recorded for you to catch up on if you so choose. We always appreciate when people go and check those out too. So how was your day yesterday? What was going on?
Pretty good day for me. I think Draca was the drama of the morning yesterday. A very anticipated drop that did not go well. Should I say that?
Definitely not a good day for Draca. Yeah, I had a good day too. It was the show. The show was great. Definitely starting to get into that hour and a half realm of it with people jumping up on the Q&A session at the end of the show. But love to see that. And yeah, I know there was some voice chat going on yesterday. I couldn't stick around for all of it, but I am excited to do more of that today too, and hope to see some of you in there as well. I just want to quickly before we get talking about NFTs go over the broader crypto market on CoinGecko. Yesterday, not much happened again. Kind of everything's going sideways. Later in the evening, we did see a bit of a run for Ethereum and Bitcoin. I got a notification on my phone as I was heading to bed that Ethereum was up 5% in a short period of time, kind of running over almost 4,400 before it pulled back in the middle of the evening. Right now, just refreshing it, I'm seeing about 59K for Bitcoin, so just under that 60,000 mark, but I think 57 is like the major support line for Bitcoin. So still comfortable in that range, and Ethereum just now dropping under $4,200. So definitely no pause for panic there.
Both charts still
Yeah,
intact. I think that Bitcoin has support, like you said, at 56K, and there's pretty strong support for Ethereum at 3,800. So I wouldn't even start to worry until that level was lost.
yep. It's still lots of time, and honestly, the way that things rapidly change in this, it could drop below, and then you could see an absolute massive run up. There's, if we were able to predict it with any great accuracy, you'd be rolling in the money. Um, but for the time being, some interesting news that I saw on Decrypt was Robinhood exec calls Coinbase crypto regulator proposal just plain silly. He was doing a live speaking event and he said, "It's one of the stupidest ideas I've heard in this space in a long time." For a little bit of context, Coinbase put out a proposal for a new regulatory body that handles digital assets and specifically cryptocurrencies to regulate these properly. And whether or not you're pro regulation, you got to accept the fact that in these countries regulation is going to continue to develop. And Coinbase is basically just saying, like, let's put in a body that's meant specifically for these, with knowledgeable people around it, so that we get this right. Like, don't trust a legacy regulatory body that deals with the stock market to also weigh in on that. I think Robinhood coming out and saying this is, like, obviously they're competitors, but it's an absolute joke. Robinhood is obviously somebody who's faced a lot of controversy and scrutiny from the SEC in the last year. And basically, this is just like, tell me you're kissing the SEC's ass without telling me you're kissing the SEC's ass.
I actually think this is a good idea. I mean, they should get ahead of it and try to at least say, look, we're doing as much for our customers as possible. We are just as concerned about their safety as you are, and we want this to be a legitimate place for them to trade and invest in this new paradigm. I mean, that's how Coinbase should be acting and framing themselves, and I think it's smart to try to get ahead of regulators, because we know especially this new administration is pretty hot and heavy on going after crypto.
Yeah, and one of the big problems that I have with Robinhood weighing in on this at all is that, on the Robinhood app, you can trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin. I think there might be some other ones. I don't actually have it myself. But what really bothers me is you're really just trading the right to their pool of the cryptocurrency, and you're just watching the number go up and down. You literally can't even transfer your own into or out of the app. So you really have no real ownership over Bitcoin and Ethereum. And at the end of the day, that's what, true digital ownership is what this is all about. And they don't even provide that. So honestly, I feel like they can just kind of fuck off with talking about crypto, if you want my opinion.
I agree. As crypto natives, we obviously place a lot of importance on decentralization and ownership of your own assets. I mean, that's the whole deal here. And when you buy on Robinhood, you don't actually own your token. You can't transfer it to another wallet. That said, they are getting more people into, if not as many as Coinbase, more. I believe a stat came out the other week that there is now more crypto traded on Robinhood than stocks. I mean, correct me if I got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw that.
Could be. Haven't been following that. And I mean, some people make the counter argument that if you're holding crypto on Coinbase, not your keys, not your crypto, but you can at least get it off. Like, you can purchase your Ethereum on there and transfer it to your own wallet. You could purchase your Bitcoin in there and transfer it to a hard wallet or cold storage or anything like that. On Robinhood, you're just buying the number on the screen and you're just selling the number on the screen.
They are the single largest holder of Doge in the world, for those who don't know.
And none of it is yours.
And none is yours.
Some other interesting news on Decrypt. Don't have to go too deep into this, but more in the NFT realm. OpenSea is opening another funding round, and their valuation at this point is $10 billion. They've had some big VCs in the past. Andreessen is one of the biggest ones in the VC space, and they're leading the charge on these rounds. $10 billion, definitely no small number for a company like OpenSea, but they're taking 2.5% of almost every NFT transaction in the market. That's huge. They're now up to over $11 billion in assets traded, and most of that has come in the last 6 months. So I mean, they're raking it in, and the valuation is following with it.
Yeah, this growth story is getting out of hand in a good way. I think anybody who was holding out hope for an OpenSea token can kiss that hope goodbye. Tokens are what companies do when they've run out of ideas. And OpenSea is, it's a darling right now on Wall Street and in VC circles. We're already talking a $10 billion valuation, which in my mind indicates it's probably going public next year. If you understood the rapidity and the demand for anything NFT on Wall Street right now, it's insane, because most traditional traders have no access or the education to actually buy NFTs, the actual underlying asset, but they want exposure. As an example, I know Playboy last year mentioned they'd be getting into NFTs. I believe the stock was up 100% that day. and the OpenSea IPO will be oversubscribed, in demand, and very similar to the Coinbase IPO. And I get my estimate. So we'll see. Very, very cool news. I think OpenSea is going to be a force for a long time, as much as traders love to knock them. And 10 billion, wow.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. And, a lot of these retirement funds and traditional investment vehicles literally cannot buy cryptocurrency in them. Some of them have tried in the past, and they were literally forced by their, oh God, like the, you know what I'm saying? They were forced to sell them at a profit and just and sit out. But yeah, so these crypto companies hitting the stock market, the Coinbases, the OpenSeas, even the MicroStrategies. I mean, look what happened to MicroStrategies stock price once they announced that they were starting to buy Bitcoin. I mean, it just shot through the roof and has continued to do very well. And it is like almost a pseudo ETF, even though you can't have those ETFs on the stock market yet. And so a lot of people like that exposure in their traditional portfolios, and this is a good way to get it. So picks and shovels
wants crypto.
too, right?
Everyone wants crypto exposure and FDIC insurance. So that's what the angle is here.
The best of both worlds, I guess.
Best
so,
of both, right.
Some really, really big news. Like I'm thinking like in the realm of the crypto.com center coming news is the Weeknd and Post Malone dropped their music video for One Right Now, and that features Post Malone sitting in a chair, scrolling through his phone and looking at the Bored Ape that he just recently purchased on it. Now, I'm showing the video right now, and you'll be able to see that on YouTube. But it's very prominent. Like it's not just like if you look really closely, like it says Bored Ape Yacht Club. He clicks on it. The image of the one that he purchased gets bigger, and it is in the first 20 seconds of the video. So it's not even like one of those things where people throw the video on and they get bored after a minute and a half and then minimize it and start looking at something else. Like it is right there, front and center. And love their music or hate their music, Post Malone and The Weeknd are like the biggest names in music right now. And even just looking at the video, just dropped 2 days ago, has over 5 million views. And this is one of those, check back in a month and it's going to have 150 million views on it. No problem.
Yeah, this is the beginning of mass adoption. These are fashion accessories now. This is like him wearing his new Louis Vuitton drip. Every kid in America is going to watch that video and be like, what is a Bored Ape? When they find out it's 250K, they're all going to covet it. They're all going to want it.
And they're all going to right-click and save it.
Save them and bring them to school and say, hey, I got a Bored Ape.
Yeah.
Because most of their friends won't be able to figure out if it's true or not. And again, whether you're a fan of Post Malone or not, this is about as big for NFTs as it gets.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to note that these people are of the net worth that they're not buying a Bored Ape or two as a speculative investment. If they really want to make some money, they're taking multi-million-dollar positions probably in the stock market and probably in like traditional crypto. Like you said, this is the cultural movement. This is Post Malone's Bored Ape. He is gonna flaunt that thing everywhere, and you're probably never going to see him part ways with it.
No, these celebrities are not buying them to make money. They are buying them purely for the status. It's a status symbol now, and that is the key to mass adoption here. Everything trickles down from the influencers. We've always lived in an influencer world, even when Caesar was emperor. So this is just it's the next phase of this market coming to life.
Yeah, it's this is actually just really exciting times. Like I said, this is going to get seen a lot. It's going to get talked about a lot. And if this is he just purchased these a couple days ago along with Jimmy Fallon, and if this is already what they're doing as a tease, I guess, with Timbaland announcing this music production company, like more to come, almost certainly. Like I can say that that is on its way. So very, very bullish on seeing that pop up. Let's shift.
4-day
Yep.
floor is going to $1 million. All right.
Yeah, I mean, again, we discussed this ad nauseum for a couple days. Is this like they are dominating the NFT culture right now? They are everywhere. They're in your face, and they're doing very well.
True that.
And their price is reflecting that. All things Bored Ape, Mutant Ape, Bored Ape Kennel Club doing really well. As we shift our focus over to WGMI.io and just take a look at what's going on in NFTs right now. As I said, those projects are still crushing it. Mutant Ape a little bit down, but the 7-day trend on those are all up 75% or more. A lot of blue chips are following that as well. Yesterday we talked about women in weapons doing very well on a Gary Vee interview. Gary Vee did mention again to that on Twitter. Somebody had asked him, I have $1,000. What do you if you only had $1,000 to buy one NFT today, which one would it be? He said, get back to you soon, and then requoted his original reply and linked to women in weapons again, and they continue to climb, looking like they're up another 25% yesterday and up 400% on the week. So if you had bought women in weapons just a week ago, you would have been looking at a 0.04 purchase, now up to 0.2. And this is one of those markets that is because it's a very illiquid and low supply, like it can just keep climbing up. It's hard to trade it like a traditional stock, right?
Yeah, it's great to see Gary Vee being active again. Certainly signs that we're coming out of the malaise we were just in. And I, I think that Gary is very good at what he does, and he probably wouldn't be coming out of the woodwork again unless he felt pretty good about the atmosphere. So, World of Women seems to be his new object of affection.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a huge inclusivity push in all walks of life, and women empowerment is obviously a huge trend as well, and like not just saying a trend that you should be looking to trade on, but like an important one. So. Definitely probably a decent long-term play. I don't own any of them, and at this point I do feel like maybe I'm buying a little bit high here, but I don't know that you're going to see a huge dump on these either. Like the art isn't actually that bad on them either.
I'm sure the price is going to maintain here as Gary pumps it. I don't know a lot about the project, but certainly has some hype.
Yep, for sure. And it continues to roll. So Doodle's another big one. It's gone from a 1.1 floor to a almost 4 ETH floor in the last 7 days. I know sometimes we talk about floors not being overly important, but that is one that if you had gotten into just a mere week ago, you're doing all right. And I believe, oh no, sorry, I was going to say Drip Cult just bought one, but that was a creature. So.
Yeah, I've been pounding the table on Doodles since they fell under 0.75. I think this is such a good case study for everybody listening, right? There was so much hype about Doodles when it was launching. And not just normal, mecha type hype. It was hype from the right people. And that's really always what you have to look at. Who is buying these things? Are they diamond handed? Are they collectors? Or are they traders? When Mevin sneaky apes into something, you can expect 90% of that supply to find its way back into the market. When Pranksy apes into something, he at like a big project like that, he tends to hold more than other people. And just watching the type of interest in Doodles, you knew there was a there. Now, everything falls post-reveal. Everything. I don't care what it is, because you have the rare lotto premium built into it before the reveal happens. So Doodles made a big gain, right? I think they were 1.5 with gas, or 1.2 if you had minted it from the contract. There was a huge whitelist, was hard to get. They immediately went to 2 after the mint. Then they fell to 0.75 after the reveal, and I came on the show and said, this is a project that's going to moon. You should buy it. It just has that aura around it. It's a great PFP. They're at 4 now, and I do think they're going to 10. It's not a recommendation to buy something up 100%, because these things, pull back and go up and all that, but they are going to be an elite if they aren't already. And Doodles are great. So,
yeah, one of my favorite stories about Doodles was reveal day, I'm pretty sure you remember this too, but that one random guy that grabbed a doodle
Oh,
pre-reveal, didn't mint it, but grabbed it pre-reveal, and was fortunate enough to find the doodle that all of the doodle socials and everything were using as their profile picture, and he dinged that one and sold it for how much was it? 100 ETH, 50
I
ETH,
think
something like that.
it was 90 or 100 ETH,
Yeah,
if
like
I
an
remember correctly.
obscene amount of money. And this was a guy who's, mulled around in NFTs, had meddling success. I mean, NFTs were so hot for a while there that if you lost money, it was almost an accomplishment. But yeah, he pulls one of these and immediately, 50x's his entire crypto net worth. And these are the stories that you love to hear. There was no insider trading. It wasn't leaked metadata that someone scooped up and one of these whales just managed to get it and the rich get richer. Like, this was a really good feel good story. And it kind of just goes hand in hand with like kind of the doodles look, right? Like, it's happy, it's lighthearted, doesn't take itself too seriously. And that was something that always really stuck with me. I really loved hearing that story, and it was kind of an awesome thing for doodles too, right?
Yeah, great story. I don't know how happy he is this morning. I'm sure that rare is worth worth a lot more. But fabulous trade, and you really love to see just random people picking up rares and being able to make a trade like that. It's what keeps you interested in this game.
You liken this. You talk about this a lot with Bored Apes, though, right? Like, if you're holding a Bored Ape and it's 99.9% of your net worth, like, why are you still holding it?
It's
So
I
yeah,
love.
I mean, he could probably look at this and go, "Oh God, I should have held." But I mean, yeah, the hindsight's 2020, and we're looking at this now. And if Doodles had just dropped to like a .05 floor and didn't do anything, he would have been kicking himself for not taking it. So I mean, I'm on the camp of like happy he got that bag.
Yeah, guys, don't ever let that hodl meme fuck with your heads. If
Yeah.
you have if you have a JPEG worth life-changing money, sell that fucking thing right now. Like, this is a volatile, illiquid market, and even if the price will maintain and come back eventually, if it's life-changing money, take that money. Like, that's not even a question or a thought. It's a digital image.
Free
Take the
market's going to
100
have to do that. Not financial advice. Disclaimer every 30 minutes. But yeah, again, like, do whatever suits you. I'm not just saying that because, but I am personally of the camp that, like, yeah, if I 100x'd my net worth, I wouldn't be holding it for another 10x, right? Like,
Right. If
and
100 E sounds like a lot to you, take it.
that was the, not to take this back into shit coins, but that was the hilarious conversation about the guy that bought the 800 or $8,000 worth of SHIB. It was just like, it's $80 million. And you're like, no, 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 this is going higher, baby. Like, he forgot about that and woke up one day to a very pleasant surprise. Like, there's just
Had to. There's no human that has diamond hands like that. It's a myth. It's impossible.
For sure. So enough about doodles. Let's talk about a project that did have a lot of hype. Yesterday we mentioned that Project Draca was going into their whitelist, and boy, did they ever.
They got smoked.
This was quite the saga yesterday. So Draca opens up their whitelist. Sales were moving, not super fast, but as we talked about, whitelists are kind of weird in that sense where everyone's kind of waiting and seeing and pointing at each other like a standoff. And then all of a sudden they minted out, and everybody in that brief moment was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, the contract just got opened up. So we started looking at the Draca Discord, and apparently the contract for the whitelist minting had some issues where the transaction was stuck in an infinite loop, just burning through the gas required to mint the actual transaction. Whitelisters were getting stuck there. I guess, as they said, were worried about somebody being able to exploit the contract and basically just leave their contract dead in the water by burning through gas. It was a disaster, and I guess the only course of action that they decided to take was just to silently open this up to whitelist or to public mint. And informed the whitelisters behind closed doors that they could go to the public mint and mint them there. I have the the messages that were left in the gated whitelist area of Project Draca from the founder Kaizo, and he said, "Hey everyone, as you know, we're having trouble with our smart contract. It's volatile gas prices displayed to some people. It came from whitelist users being crammed in a loop. To rectify this issue, we found that making the collection go public as opposed to whitelist only can greatly fix this issue. We will stealth launch a public sale any second now. Only you people will know." And then he goes on just like crazy over the next 5 minutes. "Only you guys know about this. Nobody else knows. Don't worry. Don't spread this news. I'm trying to keep you guys in the loop. Keep this quiet. Don't leak this. Don't leak this. Don't leak this. Trust us. Only white people know about it." Wow, man. Wild turn events. People brutal. Found out about it. They started jamming the mint button. It went crazy. And later we found out that the dev left the project mid-mint. So they're now without a dev. They're stuck in pre-reveal. There's a lot to unpack this. Like I'm gonna go to you.
I don't think I don't think I've ever heard of a dev quitting mid-mint. I mean, that is...
I'm sure it's happened, but why say it? Why tell anybody that?
I mean, come on. Like, that is as tragic as it gets. And I mean, everything that could go wrong went wrong, and then the team really didn't respond to it well. So this, I mean, it's holding a 0.3 floor right now. So if you mint it, I think you're still in profit, which is a very good thing given what happened yesterday. But, you know, your community... And this was a whitelist. People worked, you know, like this Discord was open for weeks. They were doing giveaways, but they would also give out random spots to people engaging and being active members of the community, quote unquote. So people worked this thing and they tried, and it was weeks and weeks. And I mean, you really need to take care of your whitelisted community and the community, the OG community, and the people that were there, because those are your loudest cheerleaders and your loudest critics. So the fact that this all went so terribly, and their adjustment to it was to open it up public. You know, everyone watches these contracts on mobi.gg. If you don't know what that is, it's a service that shows you when Etherscan contracts go live. So there's no, you know, doing a stealth mint and only letting the whitelisted people mint if it's public. This was pretty bad, top down. But I'll say this, I love the eggs.
Yeah, the egg might be the best for art that they've released. And I don't want to toot our own horn because it's not over yet. But we did call for Project Draca to be probably the worst of the 3 Dragon projects. And so far they have claimed that title, but we still have a couple left to go. The other ones that we were looking at, of course, were... refresh my memory. God, my Discord.
So it's dormant dragons,
right?
Which are very similar to Draca's looks wise, but they have a little more personality.
And
than
Digidragons, yeah.
And then Digidragons,
yeah.
Right? That's the one that we really love the pixel art on.
Yeah.
I think Digidragons is up to 13,000 Discord members now. They haven't done any invite contests. Very organic. I've left all the other Dragon projects except that one. Very hard whitelist to get on, so no luck there yet. We'll see.
We will watch Project Draca to see how it unfolds. I honestly at this point in different ways I'm getting Bear X vibes again. If you go into their Discord, there's a ton of people being like, "You idiots sold early," and like, you know, we were the true believers in the project. They've done 200 ETH in volume pre-reveal for a project that just like was absolute dumpster fire. They did. The floor is at 0.32 ETH right now, not 3.2. Oh my god! But again, like this is a low supply play, so maybe keep an eye on it. Maybe there's something there. And as the old saying goes, there's no such thing as bad publicity, I guess.
Its biggest redeeming quality is that it's a 999 supply. I think
if this was a 10K, oh my god, it's over.
Oh, it would have been long dead. I mean, I think. I think with slightly better art and a better launch, this probably could have been close to 1E already. But it's still 3 times above mint, even with gas. So a winner for anyone who was able to mint without issues. And I wouldn't count anything with 1,000 supply out. That's just very low supply for this market. And there's just not enough good projects to go around. And while this one wasn't our favorite, it's also not the worst project we've ever seen. So some hope there if you guys minted. Congrats.
Our final piece on Project Draca for the time being is if you were swept up in all of this drama and you had a failed transaction, I believe it is a failed transaction on the whitelist. They are offering refunds. You got to go in there and get your Etherscan transaction, and they should be able to get that money back to you. Hopefully, they say they're doing it, and you can follow along on the blockchain. It appears they are. Also, they just said that immediately hired a team of quality devs and advisors to make sure this never happens again. This is just a setback. We will grow together. Draca's reveal tomorrow, which is today at 5 p.m. Eastern. So, a lot of times projects regardless dump post reveal as people start to realize that their floors are no good or whatever. So be interesting to see what happens around 5 p.m. Eastern. On that note, a project that really quickly wanted to go over, I don't know if you got a chance to look at this, but Scott mentioned it in the DGen Dojo, was the fuck, my window closed. Subdrive project. Sorry, it's a Ethereum based console where all of the games are going to be done as unique NFTs, and you can play them on chain. Obviously, not like every time you press the button, it's going to be costing you gas or anything like that. But yeah, so the games themselves are NFTs. Each of the games are going to be unique in every edition, and they're kind of going with that old school retro Nintendo feel vibe with NFTs as the cartridges. And looking forward down it, it's they hinted at maybe having a super subdrive or a subdrive 64, obviously a play on the subsequent Nintendo consoles, but pretty cool. It is done by the Loot founder, and lots going on there. That drop is happening soon. There is no whitelist as of yet, but we'll drop the link in the Discord. Is this something you've been following?
I'm an OG in that Discord. They haven't announced the whitelist dynamics yet, but they did imply that OGs or early members were going to have some sort of advantage. I'm really, really hype on this project. Whatever you think of Loot, the guy behind it, Dom, who's also, he's just a legend in the industry. Everything he touches turns to gold, and whatever you say about Loot, it was a free mint sitting at 3E right now. So I know it had its venture capitalist pop and subsequent crash, but anything Dom touches is quality. I think that this project is going to be huge, and it actually links to his other projects. If you don't know them, Blitmap, which last time I checked had an 8 ETH floor on the Blitmaps. That's a very interesting project that supposedly links in. But again, it's very esoteric and opaque right now. They're good at that type of tease stuff, and I would get in that Discord if you can. Once you're in, you get to choose a team. I'm on Team Blue. There's Team Red.
I joined Team Dread.
Cool. Well, that is.
You didn't sound like you meant that.
That is a project that I'm really excited about, and everyone should join that Discord since they haven't announced any whitelist stuff yet.
Yeah, I'll grab the link and post it in the DGen Dojo for the voice chat. Another thing that was kind of going crazy was the Smiles servers. I don't even know how to say this.
Smilesverse.
Smilesverse. Yeah, there's a lot of S's in there. I don't know.
Know nothing about it, but what a hell of a call by a couple of AM Moon Lounge members that had this thing at mint, and I think it's sitting at 1E right now.
Yeah, so this thing came out at the end of October. Not to a ton of fanfare, kind of sat around the 0.115 floor for a little bit, and then has just gone an absolute tear. Definitely looks like another one of those kind of metaverse type plays, but for 3D art, it's surprisingly it pops. There's a lot of variation. There's a lot of kind of big, vibrant traits going on in there. Henry mentioned it in his write up in research yesterday too, as well. So yeah, great call for anybody that picked that up, sitting comfortably at a 0.75 floor. So definitely a good buy, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Can I quickly shout out Nefisto in the audience, who has one of the dopest snails there is. I forget the name of it. It's their rainbow snail. That's a rare snail. Very good looking. I like the snails.
Yes, shout out whoever you want. Yeah. Oh, by the way, also I just checked into the show. 46 members. I gotta say that's probably an all-time high. So we have decided that the AM show is the leading indicator of the NFT market, and as the audience grows here, so too does the NFT market. So definitely make sure to keep tuning in. Yeah, sentiment is amazing, and just kind of manifest that into reality, I guess. So yeah, yesterday we talked about Legend Maps doing their pre-sale drop. That was something that you said you were going to mint. I am on the whitelist. I decided not to, and I have 20 minutes to decide, which I think it's safe to say I'm not going to, for no other reason than that I just, I don't know. I don't want to burn any liquidity on this for the time being, but not having a super successful drop right now.
Yeah, this is a liquidity trap, it looks like. There's not really any demand. It seems there were thousands of people on the whitelist, and they've only minted out a few hundred of them.
Yeah, sitting at 600 now.
600? Yeah, this is a project I really like. It's an RPG that they're going to develop over a few drops. These maps that they're minting right now are going to be part of the game, but they're also mint passes for the subsequent things that do come out. We'll see if there's any interest in the public sale. It was a poorly written contract, and I'm wondering if that turned a lot of people off. It would quote you 4 times the GWE that you actually end up paying. So it was quoting between 900 and 1,000, and you'd only end up paying 210 anytime. You could check all the transactions on the contract. We'll see if maybe the public gets involved. I do think this is a sleeper, but there is no indication there's going to be volume or a trade here anytime soon. So only buy it if you like it. It's legendmaps.io is the website. It's a dungeon and dungeon type RPG-esque thing where you own the assets. So if that appeals to you, go check out the website. Public mint is in 15 minutes.
Yeah, I would be looking at that and watching the volume. It'll be interesting to see what they end up doing if Mint isn't really picking up, if they end up burning supply. This is a project that has really just been in no hurry. They've just been building away. They opened the Discord, didn't do a lot of forced growth hacks or anything like that, and just let people kind of enjoy it. They seem to just be doing their thing, and if it sells, it sells. So if you're looking for like a speculation play, maybe a team that's kind of a little bit lackadaisical on that front might not be for you. But if you have some extra ETH you want to hold and lock up for a while, it might not be the worst play. You know, we do see things like the Forgotten Wizards kind of just exist for a long time, and then slowly but surely they are turn into incredible return on their investments, or even just incredible projects as they start to build their roadmap out.
They really didn't seem like they cared if they sold out, which is either extreme confidence or extreme negligence. And it will be seen whether this is a profitable play. I like it a lot, so I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? It's an interesting topic, though, because you said like extreme confidence or extreme negligence. And I think a couple of weeks ago, I probably would have fell in like the middle category or almost towards like I like a project that isn't all about the sales and they're focused on growing their project and working and developing something. I think my mentality has shifted on that as I look at a project like See My Cats, which we've talked about probably far too much, but no urgency, no desire to keep the ball rolling, and no desire to take royalties or anything like that. It seems like a pretty cool altruistic play, but at the end of the day, like these are projects that require funding. It is expensive to actually deploy contracts and operate on the blockchain as well. So you need funding for that. And, I definitely think that my mentality towards teams like that, like there absolutely needs to be a sales element to that and a desire to grow a project, to sell out, because you build out these elaborate roadmaps and you set these numbers, and you probably are relying on a lot of that income to actually make it happen. And if the income stalls out, then the rest of the roadmap stalls out, and the project could be dead in the water. So I've definitely felt a shift in my own ideals and feelings towards that. I don't know if you're the same. I think you've always been more along the lines of like you want to see a project sell out or at least react accordingly.
Definitely. I mean, the what I'll say now is what's going to really endear me to the team is how they react to it. You know, at this point, if I'm running that team, I'm already planning to burn anything that's not sold, make some announcements to that effect, and try to get a hold of the ship. I'm not just gonna, be like, oh, we don't mind. We're just gonna let it out there. Maybe it'll catch fire. I mean, I would love to see a response to it. Maybe the only thing that worries me in that respect is if it's a game, they may have planned all the pieces are necessary. They may need all 5,000. So I'm not sure whether they can burn. It'll be interesting to see. I did mint mine, so I'm excited to see the reveal. At least I want to see what I got. I think that'll be tomorrow.
I think one of the biggest things that they could be negligent about is even just acting like it's not happening. Like you have to acknowledge the fact. Yeah, you maybe come out and say like, this isn't what we expected. Obviously, we want to sell out, and we want to make it a good. I hate using the word investment vehicle, but a good way that you've spent your hard-earned ETH, at least, let's say that. And when a project is kind of silent about the fact that things aren't going according to plan, then I think it's a red flag for me. So I would watch that over the next little bit. If you're thinking about minting it, jump into their Discord, take a look, and see what kind of vibe you get, and go from there. But this is not a project that has had a huge hype train, and don't think it's going to be something you're going to be looking at for a quick flip. So, all right. So we are probably, I think, unless there's anything you want to talk about, we can probably start opening this up to a Q&A open mic session. Before we do that, there is just something I want to talk about, but I'm going to throw the ball back to you if there's any final words you want to think.
Just keep an eye out on Swampverse. It is going, if you are not on the whitelist there, this was one of the more anticipated projects until they kind of let, it linger too long. They have 45,000 members in the Discord. If you are not whitelisted, there is going to be a stealth launch at some point this week. I believe Friday or Saturday. They have not confirmed, but if that is a drop you're interested in, you may have to be relatively active in that Discord to just be ready for when that stealth drop happens if you want your frogs. So that's all I'll say.
Yeah, that's actually a project that I would be looking at minting. I don't believe I'm on the whitelist for that, and but I, again, a project that's kind of been around for a while and been slow moving, didn't kind of release into the hype that they managed to make for themselves. But I think the art on that project's pretty cool.
It's great art. It's a 9,600 supply, which is a little high nowadays. It's a 0.06 mint. But they do want to run the whole smorgasbord of trends, DAO, buy blue chips, token, all that stuff is part of their roadmap. So we'll see.
Free market. Just as I was talking about our listener count, we actually just passed 51. So on the up and up, big come up there. I think this is actually a really good time to talk about a couple things regarding Alpha Mint in a non-shilly kind of way. But I just want to touch on the fact that we have sold out our first batch of Moon Lounge passes, so 111. The ball really started getting rolling in the last couple of days, and people were jumping in and really excited about the community, joining up, and in a lot of ways even unprompted, just finding us on OpenSea and signing up for the Moon Lounge. It's been really great, and I just want to highlight a couple of things for anyone new and thinking about jumping into the Moon Lounge. One, we will be making an announcement shortly regarding the next batch of them. Don't worry, we're not doing anything too crazy about them, and they are coming. They are not completely sold out. Obviously, just the sales kind of went through the roof in the last couple days, and we're going to be talking about that probably right after the show, and just get on the same page. But there's definitely going to be more than enough opportunity for anybody to get into it. And just for some context, the cap on the Moon Lounge membership will be 1,111. So still 1,000 to come. I almost said over 1,000, but my quick math skills caught me there. The other thing I wanted to just quickly highlight is just that for newcomers and experienced traders, this is a great place to come, hang out, connect with people, and grow some relationships, as well as maybe hopefully grow your NFT portfolio. We're not specifically a call group. Like, we're not finding these and behind closed doors going, yes, buy this now, and setting price targets, and then we all like run to the other side of the boat and then go sell, and then everybody runs to the other side of the boat. For us, this is about finding quality projects, finding short, medium, and long-term plays, and really just working together to create a strong community where we're all looking out for each other. And so far, it's been an absolutely incredible experience in regards to that. So if anybody's just coming in and expecting that maybe behind closed doors, we are really doing like squeaking out like the maximum EV in like really top tier efficient ways. Like, not so much what we're about, but honestly, some of the hardest times I've laughed in the last couple months has been in the Degen Dojo as well, and it's been a lot of fun to watch that grow. So if anybody out there is thinking about joining the Moon Lounge, feel free to reach out to myself, reach out to Free Market, reach out to anybody on the Alpha Mint team. They will be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. There's a great start video here that Drip Cult did on the sidebar that will kind of run you through all of the stuff we do. We have some great bots for whale watching, some great alpha channels. Go.
I may have even heard a rumor this morning that OG mint passes, those first 111, are going to have some interesting utility, but I don't think we're allowed to say anymore.
Oh, yes. No. Silence.
Quickly.
Anyways, no, but honestly, really excited to have everybody here, and it's a great time in Alpha Mint, great time in NFTs, and like I said, we welcome you with open arms. And feel free, if you want to DM me, you're gonna have to add me as a friend first, but I will accept it. And even if it's just to say hi and shoot the shit. So anything you want to add on to that?
No, let's bring up some hands.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So I've kind of been keeping tabs on who is raising their hands. Young Thug, our 111th pass holder purchaser, the man himself is put his hand up. So I'm gonna invite you up here and say hi. And the invite has been sent. And then we're gonna throw it out to Rajesh and Cass again after. But as we're waiting for Young Thug to come up, I'll give him a couple more seconds. Lots of great profile pictures in the audience as well. A lot of ducks. I see some kaijus. I see some snails, which are surprisingly good profile pictures. Josh is rocking his very own shroom head. Maz with the OG Cool Cats profile picture in there.
Young Thug, if you don't know, you have to accept our invite to come up stage. So we sent you the request. You just got to click accept to come on up.
There you go. GM, sir.
Good morning. There's also always a little bit of a mic learning curve when it comes to Discord. You may have to mute or unmute or adjust, but there you go.
Buy a new phone. Like, oh my God, the list goes on, right? Run a lap around the block. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if we still can't hear you, reset your Discord app if you're on the phone or not, because man, Discord audio really glitches. Yeah.
So let's invite Rajesh up, and then we'll get to Young Thug after. GM, sir.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Good morning.
Hey, so I just wanted to say Swampverse was getting promoted by FaZe Bank yesterday on Instagram.
Oh, interesting.
Really?
Yeah, he was.
FaZe is a big force, especially with the younger demographic.
Wow.
Yeah. And the other thing is, for Project Draca, when they sent that message in the whitelist chat, they had the general chat left open So everyone just
Right.
copied
Yeah.
pasted
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
in the general
That's
chat.
where I got that screenshot from. I was watching the general and I saw someone post that and I was like, "Ooh, that's dirty!" Like
Yeah.
amazing.
And then they realized like 2 minutes later, oh, we should have closed the general chat. So
And
they closed it. And they're like, oh, we were having technical issues.
correct me if I'm wrong. You got banned from the Discord.
No, it's not me, but I will soon if they don't fix it.
But I will. Do
Scott
not-
called the Discord ban list a Alpha Mint badge of honor at this point for some of these shit projects. Like it's like everybody's just in there getting banned from a Discord
Do
that
we
they're
have the
done with.
most bans in the 888 Discord
Oh,
of any group?
that's hard to say. It's pretty easy to get banned from that Discord. Yeah, all you have to say is like the moon is looking at me funny, and they'll ban you there. So,
Right.
yeah, did you mint? What was your position on Draca?
I mean, I was a whitelisted member, and then I couldn't mint because I wasn't home. And then they
Right.
released that, and I was like, "What is going on?" And I was actually debating taking that message and putting it in the general chat too, but I wasn't quick enough. But yeah, because it's not fair. Like, I don't even remember what I did to get whitelisted, but I was whitelisted, and I like the art, so I thought it just
Yeah,
not fair to do
that really sucks. That's what I was talking about before, is that you really have to take care of your whitelisted community and your OG community, because
I think free market cut out there, but I'm gonna echo his sentiment and just say that, like, yeah, those first people that are there in a project and jumping in and being long term supporters are the ones that are going to mint. They're going to be out there promoting your project, probably rocking the profile picture, and you piss those original supporters off, and what do you have left? Just a bunch of quick flippers. So, free market, you back? Think you're gonna have to do the young thug route and unless it's me. Rajesh, can you hear me? I don't know. Trip, Scott, are you guys around right now? Can you jump up and see what's going on?